Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tech Talks. For our ninth explainer, we're tackling a big one. How do teams of developers actually build software together without, complete and utter chaos? If you've ever had that moment of panic trying to merge your code with the teammates, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's break down how modern teams use Git to solve this very problem. This is it, right? This is the fundamental question that keeps engineering managers up at night. Just picture it. You've got dozens, maybe hundreds of developers, all hammering away on the same files. How do you stop people from accidentally overwriting each other's work? And how do you keep a clean record of who changed what? And more importantly, why? This is the coordination problem that a tool like Git was born to solve. So, to really get the solution, we've got to first appreciate the problem. The whole history of version control is really a story about scaling up, about going from a solo artist to a full symphony orchestra, all playing in perfect harmony. And this visual really tells the whole story, doesn't it? On the left, you've got a local system. It's perfect if you're a single developer just tracking changes on your own laptop. But the second you add another person to the mix, you need what's on the right, a shared central place where everyone can sync up. Without that, collaboration just spirals into a total nightmare of conflicting files. Okay, I want you to think about this like you're co-editing a document with a group. The old way is just pure chaos, right? You end up with files named document_final_v3, Jane's edits final actually this one .docs. It's a mess. The Git way, on the other hand, is basically Google Docs for code. Everybody gets their own copy to work on, and then there's a clear, structured process to merge all those brilliant ideas back into the main document. It brings sanity to the whole process. All right, so how does Git actually pull this off? Well, it's not magic, it's just a really powerful set of tools. Let's take a look at the absolute building blocks that make all of this collaboration possible. This definition seems so simple, but wow, the power behind it is huge. A branch is basically a parallel universe for your code. You can just pop over to this new reality, build a crazy new feature, fix a nasty bug, whatever, all in complete isolation, without any risk of messing up the main, stable version of your project. It's the core idea that lets everyone work on different things at once. Okay, so you've built your amazing feature in its own little universe. Now what? You got to get it back into the main code base, right? Well, the two main ways to do that are merge and rebase. A merge is all about honesty. It preserves the exact history and creates this special merge commit that says, hey, right here is where these two parallel universes came together. It's safe, it's traceable. Rebase, on the other hand, is like a time traveler. It takes all your work and rewrites history to make it look like you started after all the latest changes. The result? A super clean, straight-line history that's easy to read. So the choice really comes down to what your team values more, a perfectly accurate audit trail or a beautiful, clean story. So once we have tools like branching and merging, we can start building a workflow, a recipe for how to work together. And we're going to start with one of the most popular and straightforward ones out there, the GitHub flow. Let's check out this simple pattern for collaboration. This cycle right here is the rhythm that drives so many projects. It all starts with a fork, which is just your own personal copy of the project on the server. Then you clone it down to your machine so you can actually work on it. From there, you create a new branch for your task, you make your changes, and then you commit them with a nice, clear message explaining what you did. You push those changes back up to your fork, and then you take the final, most important step. You open a pull request. And I really want to hammer this point home. A pull request, or a PR, is so much more than just asking to merge your code. It's the town square, it's the coffee shop. It is the heart of collaboration, where your teammates can review your code, ask questions, suggest improvements, and have a real discussion about the work. And this is what it looks like in action. You're not just dumping code. You give your PR a clear title and a description that explains the why behind your changes. That context is absolutely crucial. And then the system gives you this amazing side-by-side view of exactly what you added and what you removed, making it super easy for reviewers to jump in and leave comments right on specific lines of code. And then, after all the conversations are done, after everyone's given the thumbs up, you get this beautiful moment. The project owner can just click that big green Merge Pull Request button, and boom, your work is officially part of the project. It's clean, it's auditable, and it's a wonderfully collaborative way to finish the job. Now, GitHub Flow is awesome. It's simple, it's clean, but it's not the only game in town. As projects get more complex or have different release schedules, other strategies have popped up to add a bit more structure. So let's do a quick flyby of the big ones. We've got GitHub Flow, perfect for teams that are shipping code all the time. Then there's Git Flow, which is way more structured. It's got dedicated branches for features, releases, and hotfixes. Great for things with version numbers like a mobile app. Trunk-based development is kind of like the expert mode. Everyone works off one main branch, relying on top-notch automated tests to keep things stable. And finally, GitLab Flow is a cool hybrid, adding special branches for environments like staging or production to give you more control. Okay, so we've got all these different blueprints. How in the world do you pick one? Well, the goal isn't to find the one best workflow. The goal is to find the one that's the best fit for your team and your project. And this is probably the most important thing to remember from this whole explainer. There is no magic bullet. You have to look at your own context. Are you shipping code every single day or just once a quarter? Is your team 2 senior engineers or 20 junior devs? The answers to those questions are what point you to the right workflow. So to help you out, this table is a fantastic starting point. It's kind of like a cheat sheet. You can look at how you release, your team's size, its experience level, and get a solid recommendation. For example, building a web app you deploy constantly, GitHub Flow is probably your best bet. Working on a massive enterprise platform with a release every 6 months, the structure of GitFlow is going to be your friend. So at the end of the day, think of it this way. Your branching strategy isn't just some technical detail. It's the grammar of your team's conversation. It sets the rhythm and the rules for how you communicate through code. So the real question is, what kind of conversation do you want your team to have? All right, and that's our tour of collaborative Git workflows. If this helped clear things up for you, do me a favor and hit that like button, share it with your team, and of course, subscribe to Tech Talk 101 so you don't miss any more explainers from our Tech Talk series. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.